We welcome you live inside the Danbury Ice Arena in downtown Danbury, Connecticut for some Friday night Danbury Hat-Trick Soccer. It's live right here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Hello again, Hat-Tricks fans. Doug Latuca with you. Thanks so much for stopping by. A 1-2 between the number 1 team in the division, the Binghamton Black Bears, and the number 3 team in the Empire, your Danbury Hat-Tricks, the third meeting of 11 between the two sides thus far this season. The Hat-Tricks 1 win and 1 loss. The win was just a couple weeks ago in Binghamton on a Saturday night. It was a 4-shootout win for the Danbury Hat-Tricks, an 8-round shootout, capped off by Josh Lavelle, winning it in the top of 8, and Connor McCullum shutting the door and put the 8-8 in the shootout to earn a win. And Danbury's only overtime win in 4 tries this season. Now, the loss came on October 25th. That was Danbury's 3rd game of the season. It was a 3-2 overtime defeat to the hands of the Black Bears. The Hat-Tricks had a lead in that game. Sensational that night either way. And in overtime, it was Cam Clark on the power play who buried the game-winning goal. All 5 goals in that game came on the special teams, 4 on the power play, and 1 short-handed. Go back to the other game. Consecutive go back, like extra shootout. No power play goals. It's where he combined over 16 on the man advantage in that game. The Hat-Tricks came away with 2 points in that contest. Danbury enters tonight and 2-3. One of the wins, of course, coming in a shootout to the deceived Black Bears Oklin-Jolin Steelers. As for Binghamton, they are the top team in the Empire Division, and 8-1-1, 3 wins coming past regulation at 22 points. This game 9 for the Hat-Tricks, but game 11 for the Black Bears. Binghamton played on the 12th and 13th, so prior to Danbury's home opener on the 18th. So the Hat-Tricks with 2 games in hand on the Black Bears, and that is significant. Now, you don't want to be looking at standings. Hat-Tricks already had 10 games for the season here. But you do not want to fall too far behind, which is exactly what happened last year when the Black Bears had 30 points on Danbury in the standings and finished first and swept their way to a Commissioner's Cup champions. So these crucial points up for grabs. Danbury comes away with 6, so up that gets in right back. The Hat-Tricks are chasing both the Black Bears and the Wolves. Watertown has played 1 less game than Binghamton has 20. So very tight in the Empire Division. Wouldn't expect to go other way with these 2 teams. Binghamton 1-1 its last 10. Danbury is 3-2-3. Black Bears are 1-2 in a row, and the Hat-Tricks fresh off an overtime loss to the Watertown Wolves on Saturday. A game where the Hat-Tricks led 4-2 in the second period. Watertown rattled off 2 in the second and the third to even the score, forced overtime, and once again the hat-tricks just struggled in the extra frame, and it's difficult in this time. Oh, that's the one. In the 4 overtime games, they have just 1 win, and that's in the United Conference. That's one time. If you look back to last Danbury, since games, that's a number 7 finish. This is a bit of a different scenario for the hat-tricks beyond. They will look tied tonight. And we spoke with the manager of the other around the building this week. They won 6 total this week against the top team in the division, Binghamton. And they believe that is a possibility. To play the Blackbirds very tightly. Even last year, maybe the results weren't quite there. The hat-tricks finished just 1-10-2-5 against the Black Bears. So 6 wins in 18 matchups for 5 wins. After regulation, the hat-tricks had just 1 win in regulation and 8 tries versus Binghamton last season. This year, the series is tied at 1 apiece. The last 6 games for the hat-tricks, 4 of them have gone to overtime. 2 of them against the Binghamton Black Bears. For Binghamton, they've won, as mentioned, 2 in a row, taking down the Dashers last Friday, 6-4 at home, and then shutting out the Port Huron Prowlers 2-0 the following night. Was Connor McAdam making a 21 save shutout. His second of the season, which ties his total from all of last year. But let's see Connor McAdam tonight. Instead, it is Nolan Egbert who gets the nod, enters tonight's game with a 3-0 record of 4.63 goals against, 829 save percentage. Shows some beatable numbers when you compare it, especially to Connor McAdam, who is 5-1-1, second most wins in the league. A 2.08 goals against. That's 5th in the FBHL. And a 927 save percentage. But it is number 35 in white Egbert leading the Black Bears out of the locker room and onto the ice, shouting the boos from this Danbury crowd. Patrick's trying to get off the shy. They've lost back-to-back games. It was a 6-0 sweeping last Friday night. Watertown led 6-0 after the second period by hat-tricks. But on 61 shots, they just could not find the back of the net in that game. A very strange one. Hat-tricks played a much structurally sound game following nights. But again, Leeds are coming back to bite this hat-tricks team, especially in the early going. Danbury, when it's led, has only led after the first period at just 1 time, and it was a loss to Watertown in overtime on November 1st. They've been tied for the most part after the first period. It's been tight, competitive in the first 20 minutes of games. Hat-tricks and dominance early on in games.
The most part, and that's what
Matt Gordon was telling during the video. That first goal was big. It sets the tone, allows the squad to settle in and play their game. Of course, it's important to get this crowd in. The hat-tricks at home. Very uncharacteristic numbers thus far. Danbury at home this week. Have just 1 win in 5 tries. Or rather 4 tries. They're 1-1. Lots of time for the Danbury hat-tricks. It's the top three. And you'll hear us say this quite a bit tonight. It's the Ruskies, the Russians, Vadim Frolov, Gavin Yates, Alexander Gamzatov. The three Russians, 2 Russians, Frolov and Durkin, and the second half. Gamzatov. On defense, switch up on the three. Pamela and Gonzalez are paired together. The offensive line did not play out with the stay on defenseman in Kyle Gonzalez. But it goes is McCullough, who is now making his 7th start in Danbury's 9th week of the season. Last playing in that overtime with the struggle down by all things allowed, never breaking the old I'm not going to introduce this season. Talking about Connor McCullough, and it had to he will be the Alvarez game against Binghamton, the team that he picked up this first against right back last year in Oklin-Jolin. It's time for the end here in Danbury, and it's of rock. Small rock. Sound issue, apparently. I looked at it already. Check.
How about that to get things started on a Friday night from inside the Danbury Ice Arena? We welcome you back inside the DIA. Doug Latuca taking you the rest of the way in Game 1 of the weekend set. Danbury Hat-Tricks and the Binghamton Black Bears, the #1 team in the Empire with 22 points in Binghamton, and the #3 team, the Hat-Tricks, with 11 points. We apologize for the technical difficulties right off the jump. We are hopefully crystal clear and ready to go for you. The Hat-Tricks starting the Ruski line, Vadim Frolov, Gleb Durkin, and Alexander Gamzatov, with Zach Pamelayan and Kyle Gonzalez on defense. Connor McCullough between the pipes for the Hat-Tricks, who wear the black tops, black pants, black bottoms, black socks with the white and orange striping. As for the Black Bears, it's the top trio of Cam Clark, who scored the game-winning overtime goal on October 25th against the Hat-Tricks. Tyson Kirkby, the Black Bears captain, and CJ Stubbs, who had spent the last 3 years with the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs. On defense, it's Dakota Bond and Dan Stone. You might remember Stone got injured back in October, the last time these two teams faced off. Him and Bond are on defense, and it's Nolan Egbert in net for Binghamton. Black Bears in the white jerseys, black pants, and the white socks with the green and black striping. First game of the weekend, Hat-Tricks trying to shake off back-to-back losses to the Watertown Wolves last weekend. And we are underway on a Friday night from Danbury. A turnover, Gamzatov, shot from Frolov, and it's stopped by Egbert. 9 seconds in, the Ruskies nearly gave the Hat-Tricks a 1-0 lead. The puck was fumbled in front of Egbert, and Frolov, who scored on Saturday in the loss to Watertown, nearly put this place in a frenzy, but it stays 0-0. Puck is tipped in deep. Zach Pamelayan to his D partner, Kyle Gonzalez. Pamelayan with the fishbowl after taking a stick up high in Watertown last weekend. Gamzatov to the front, they score! Off the skate of Gleb Van Durken, the Ruskies, 34 seconds in, make it 1-0 Danbury. What a start for tonight's top line. The two rookies in Frolov and Van Durken, and the second-year forward in Gamzatov. And Van Durken with his second goal of the season. Had his first pro goal in Watertown on November 1st. He's got his second of the year. And the crowd on its feet, and Danbury with a lead. The Hat-Tricks have gotten the lead in the majority of their games this season. The problem has been holding on to it. Mentioned off the top, the Hat-Tricks have ended the first period tied in most, if not all, of their games thus far this season. Puck pops behind the net. A battle for it in the far side corner. It's Chris Dusek, number 10, hauled down by Blake Tosto. Puck still alive. Gavin Yates walks the line. Anderson on his back, then double teamed. Puck for Steffen. He wrist shot blocked towards the goal. It deflects wide off the end boards, and Josh LaBelle settles. Angles it for Woolley and gets the return, streaking through center, the 6'6" D-man LaBelle. Wrist shot, waffle to the far corner by Nolan Egbert, and back out to center. It's available near the blue line. Some static going on in the background. Players stop for a second. We resume. Pass in front of the one-timer, engulfed by McCullum. The setup, Don Oliveri to Austin Thompson in the slot. And McCullum on the top of his crease keeps it 1-0 Danbury, a minute and 58 seconds in to the opening period. This is the 7th start of the year for McCullum. He has 2-2-2 with a .394 goals against, an .890 save percentage. Some uncharacteristic numbers for Danbury's starter. Has allowed 11 goals in the last 2 games, which has inflated those numbers drastically. Off the face-off, a point shot was blocked. There goes Ruiz. Weber trying to get there first. Ruiz shouldered off the puck by Dan Weber. And they battle for it along the near side boards. Ratcliffe lifting the stick. Gonzalez, a shot, deflected, pops in front. And a swing and a miss from Chase Harwell. And this third line for Danbury, Harwell, Ruiz, and Ratcliffe. Hat-Trick spreading some of the wealth up front. And when I spoke with Josh LaBelle midweek, he said, look, the forwards and the goaltenders have done their job. It's on the defenseman now, and he said it starts with me to get this thing back on track. 3-on-2 for Danbury. Frolov dangling through, left it for Van Durken, keeps it alive. Gonzalez overskated, but the puck squirts to Frolov before Cam Clark leaves it for Dan Stone. Cam Clark with the game-winning goal in overtime back on October 25th. That was the first meeting between these two teams. The Hat-Tricks and Black Bears have split the first two, both ending past regulation. Hat-Tricks winners back on November 2nd in a shootout. If you're just joining us, the Hat-Tricks with a 1-0 lead thanks to Gleb Van Durken, 36 seconds in. McCullum Attempted a clear, kept in Kirkby. Tossed a wrist shot, missed just wide of the far post. And it trickles out to center ice where Cam Cervoni plays across for Jesse Anderson. Tied for the team lead with 11 assists. And led the squad last year in helpers, number 77 in white. It's Van Durkin from Gamzatov. Has Danbury in front. The shots are tied at 3 apiece. We've played a little more than 4 minutes. A clear attempt kept in by Guy DeLong and turned quickly by Binghamton. Yates, dipsy-do around Tamburo in front. The shot was clogged up in the low slot. Kyle Steffen to the right point. High to low, Poirier. Picked up near side, Yates. Pass in front for Steffen. Twirling to the back, Anderson. Snapper, blocked. DeLong will feather ahead for Woolley, who escapes the zone, gets the red, and rainbows it in deep. With 4:45 erased, first period, and the Hat-Tricks leading 1-0. Harwell forces a turnover. Centers for Ruiz over his stick. Ratcliffe and Ruiz in the area. Binghamton from right to left. Gavin Yates for Don Oliveri. And he drew a penalty as Gonzalez touches up. And they're going to get Zach Pamaleon for holding. As we have played 5 minutes and 11 seconds opening period, the Hat-Tricks with a 1-0 lead. Thanks to Gleb Van Durkin. Binghamton to the power play when we come back on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network.
Charter Oak Brewing Company is a Connecticut-based craft beers brewery featuring handcrafted and innovative beers such as pale ales, lagers, India pale ales, brown ales, sours, and several seasoned, more robust beers. Pick one up at the Rabbit Hole here at the Danbury Ice Arena. Live pain-free with Danbury Chiropractic and Wellness. From adjustments to holistic treatments, we're here to help you feel your best. Book your appointment today. Wellness is just a call away. Raise a glass to locally crafted spirits at Litchfield Distillery. Handcrafted small batch whiskey, gin, and more. Visit our distillery today and taste the difference. Litchfield Distillery, batch by batch. Keep your business safe with R&R Protective Services. Expert security solutions tailored to your needs. Call us today for reliable protection you can trust. R&R Protective Services, your safety, our priority. Nothing beats an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Refresh your day with the classic taste everyone loves. Coca-Cola Northeast, bringing smiles and refreshment to your community. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena.
We welcome you back inside the Danbury Ice Arena. We've played a little more than 5 minutes. Danbury 1, Binghamton 0, but the Black Bears to the power play. First opportunity for either side tonight. Binghamton has scored the most power play goals in the league with 14. They come in with the 5th ranked power play, a little bit over 21%. As for the Hat-Tricks on the PK, they check in 6th in the league at about 87%. They were just 4 for 6 on the kill in the loss to Watertown, which snapped a 17 for 17 stretch. Cam Clark angles for Kirkby in the far corner. Straightaway Bond gives back for Kirkby. Return Bond, wrist shot, tipped, kick save, and the rebound is cleared by Ratcliffe. Danbury changes all 4 on the kill with 40 seconds elapsed on the power play. Pamaleon in the box for hooking. Binghamton starts the rush. Puck was fumbled momentarily. Austin Thompson, the righty, taking it wide on the backhand. Attempted a low to high pass. Hit off the skate of Kirkby. He's tied up in the corner by Chris Dusek. Now Chase Harwell clogging things up. Scott Ramakers and his 4-game point streak. To the back, Bond. Near side, Clark for Ramakers. Low right, Kirkby. Return Ramakers. Bond for Clark. Has room. Wrist shot, scores! A power play goal for Cam Clark. He continues to kill the Hat-Tricks, and he ties the score at 1 on the power play. So Clark, who came into tonight's game with 6 goals, 3 of them game-winning goals. Picks up his second goal on the power play this season. And the Black Bears tie the game at 1. Mentioned in the first meeting between these two teams, all 5 goals in that game, hat-tricks offside, were scored on the special teams. 4 on the power play, 1 shorthanded. But in Binghamton on the second, it was a completely different story. The teams combined to go 0 for 16 on the man advantage. So tonight, Binghamton 1 for 1 and ties the game up at 1. A whistle and a penalty right off the face-off, and it's Don Oliveri. He's pleading his case, but ushered to the box. And right as Binghamton scores on the power play, the hat-tricks can strike right back. Danbury ranking 4th on the man advantage, 21.9%. Scored twice in 6 tries in Watertown on Saturday. As for Binghamton on the kill, that's one of the few areas that they have struggled this year. They are 11th out of 14 teams in the league, just 76%. They've allowed the 3rd most goals. Ten seconds gone on the power play, and Josh LaBelle, who quarterbacks the top unit, will reset. The Binghamton goal, it's Clark from C.J. Stubbs and Dakota Bond at 6:30 to tie the game. Don Oliveri is in the penalty box for interference, and so far so good for Binghamton, as they have cleared twice. The 5 black jerseys are LaBelle, Ruiz, Ratcliffe, Harwell, and Frolov. Ruiz with a fresh haircut up the right wing, takes it around the net to the left point. LaBelle settles a bouncing puck, kicked along. Ratcliffe walking in, back for LaBelle, return Ratcliffe for Frolov, centering for Harwell in his skates and knocked out to center. Missing from the power play is Corey Cunningham. He is dealing with an upper body injury. This now the second game that he is not in the lineup. Bowden Zinchenko, a scratch, and of course Xavier Abdella on the long-term IR with that broken ankle, which he suffered on October 25th against these same Black Bears. A big loss for Danbury on the back end. A whistle, and they call it offside. Or did they get Anderson for interference? They did. So Anderson had established position on the blue line, had interfered with a Binghamton player. Gonzalez got the zone, and they get Anderson for interference to even things up at 4 aside for the next 27 seconds. So Oliveri in the box for Binghamton. Anderson sits for Danbury. And the face-off to the left of Connor McCullum, who has made 3 saves on 4 shots. Egbert, 2 for 3. Puck spits for Cervoni. Slipped for Yates, who wanders out of the zone and decides to reset. Smartly for Binghamton, as the Black Bears head to the power play right now. Yates weaving in to the front off a skate, kicks to LaBelle, and he clears the length as the Black Bears already 1 for 1 on the power play with another opportunity. Anderson reversing course for Gavin Yates. Far side boards Yates. Stops, starts, surveys, dishes for Steffen at the right point. Center point Anderson, Steffen, cross slot Oliveri. McCullum kicked the net off, and the shot after the whistle went in from Jesse Anderson, but that near post off the pegs. And the stoppage.
Fans, I got some special news.
10:49 to play, first period. The game is tied 1-1. Binghamton on the man advantage. Both teams have had a chance. Black Bears have been successful, and the Hat-Tricks took a penalty to then even things up, and now you're seeing the end of that Corey Anderson interference call. Off the draw, Yates maneuvers towards the slot. Henning poked the puck off his stick. Yates and Henning collide in the far corner. Yates wanted a penalty. He gets back up and looks to the referee. To no avail. And Binghamton reorganizes. Final 45 of the power play as we approach the midway point of the first period. Kirkby cross ice. Ramakers for Kirkby in front. Stick save. The net was off, and they wave off the goal as Stone was there to clean up the crumbs, and immediately the referee says no goal. So McCullum kicked off that near post, got a stick on the Kirkby chance as he tried to go forehand, backhand, but Stone was there for the follow-up. The puck went across the line, but the whistle blew to negate the goal. Brent Sherwood wants an explanation, Binghamton's head man. Now, this is a bit of an awkward play. You don't see it too often. But the whistle blew, and therefore the play is dead. So 33 ticks on the power play. Binghamton wins the draw clean. Stone. Center point Bond for Stone, far side, in front for Kirkby. Bats down an elevated pass. Bond walks the blue line. Van Durken out on him. Clark, who has Binghamton's power play goal. In the near corner. Hacked at by LaBelle. Clark at the left point. Shoots off the backside of LaBelle. Spits to the far boards. Van Durken can't clear. Kirkby in front for Clark. Knocked away by LaBelle. Kept in. And the Hat-Tricks go from left to right shorthanded. It's back to even with Anderson fresh out of the box. Van Durken for Woolley. Looking for Gonzalez. Batted away. Hamalayan could not keep. And C.J. Stubbs for Dan Stone, and it ricochets off the end glass. Pamelayan goes D to D for Gonzalez. The stretch pass, bouncing around. Gamzatov with the wheels up the left side. Drops Ruiz. Shot flutters wide. Activating is Gonzalez. His wrister is wide. Egbert went down. So did Gamzatov, who's taking cross checks behind the net. We will get the penalties for you when we come back. 9:03 to go, first period. We are tied at 1 on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network.
Need tickets for your next event? Tixter makes it simple to buy, sell, and manage tickets. Get your Hat-Tricks tickets today at Tixter.com because every event starts with the right ticket. Need tools for your next project? Decker Tool Rental HO Pen has everything you need for DIY or professional jobs. Quality tools, expert advice. Rent with confidence at Decker Tool Rental. Cool off with a treat from Twister's Ice Cream Cafe. Delicious ice cream in every flavor imaginable. Stop by Twister's today and treat yourself to something sweet. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena. Craving wings and good times? Head to TK's American Cafe. With the best wings in town and a fun atmosphere, it's the perfect place to hang out. Visit TK's American Cafe and try the Hat-Tricks wings today.
We welcome you back inside the Danbury Ice Arena. Doug Latuca with you on a Friday night here at the Danbury Ice Arena. Thanks so much for joining us. 1-1, Hat-Tricks and Black Bears in the first of 2 games here inside the DIA this weekend, and the third of 11 matchups between the two sides in 24-25. That a lot fewer than what we saw last season, 18 meetings between the two teams, and the Hat-Tricks caught the Black Bears during one of Binghamton's best seasons of all time. One of the best seasons we've seen the FPHL, very similar to what Danbury did during its cup run. Binghamton nearly replicated it last year. Patrick's Commissioner's Cup champs in 22-23, Binghamton winners in 23-24. 1-1 game, under 9 left in the first period. Henning deflects the pass into the netting. 9 seconds gone on the Alexander Gamzatov goaltender interference penalty, which sets Binghamton up on its third power play of the first period. Harwell and Kirkby for the draw. Binghamton with Stubbs, Thompson, Clark, and Bond. The other 3 black sweaters for the hat-tricks, LaBelle, Henning, and Ratcliffe. Tie up off the draw. One-hand effort by LaBelle, kept by Clark at the left point. Binghamton sets up. Clark switching spots with Bond. Kirkby, far side. All the way through Bond. Hands off Clark. Feathered in front, knocked down. Angled all the way around for Kirkby. 30 gone on the power play. Bond wrister off the waffle of McCullum. And to the near side, Clark. Low left, and Thompson across for Kirkby. Stubbs one-timer flutters towards goal. Henning blocked it. Bond keeps at the blue line. His wrister kicked out with the right pad by McCullum. Clark surveying. Up top, Bond handcuffed him, and it skitters out to center ice. Binghamton quickly back in. Sauce pass Thompson, had the stick knocked out of his hands. Was looking for a call. None will come. Kirkby's one-timer stopped. Right back to the captain. Up top, Bond. Gives off Clark, centering pass. The net came off again. That now the 3rd time in this period. Kirkby not happy. Gave a little slash to McCullum. And he'll go to the bench. As Binghamton changes its power play unit. Black Bears have won 2 in a row. The hat-tricks on a 2-game slide. Danbury started the scoring 34 seconds in. Van Durkin from Gamzatov, the Ruskies. The 3 Russians got the start and delivered. Binghamton answered at 6.5 into the game. On the power play, Clark from Stubbs and Bond. This the 3rd chance on the man advantage for Binghamton, who continues to lead the league now with 14 power play goals. Now they have 15. They came in with 14. Black Bears out shooting the hat-tricks 12-3. So we're past the midway point. Yates navigating through center. Pass to the back, Steffen. Dropped Anderson, near side. One-timer Oliveri off the right pad of McCullum. Oliveri stuffed it towards the slot. Gamzatov right out of the box starts the rush. Handing off Gonzalez. His wrister snagged by Egbert, and no rebound. Egbert has not gotten much action this season. It has been Connor McAnanima in 7 of the first 10 games. But Egbert has been a perfect 3-0 thus far for Binghamton. A tangle up off the face-off. Ramakers works it out to center. It was gloved down by Weber, who went through the legs to keep play alive. Weber has it back on his blade, gets the red line, avoids a check from Guy DeLong. Bussell fanned on a shot. He scored in the first meeting between these two teams here in Danbury, and the point shot gloved, and after the whistle, a tie-up.
Hey fans, a reminder at the end of the first period tonight, first edition of the IHOP Pancake
Referees hop in and separate. Egbert from North Massapequa, New York, that's on Long Island, making his 4th start. As for Connor McCullum, looking for some bounce back, has lost his last 2 starts and has surrendered 11 goals over those 2 games. This a guy in his second season with the hat tricks. Led the league in wins with 24 last year. Had a rookie record in the league. First team all-rookie. Going through a skid, and he blamed the media team. We interviewed Connor last weekend following that shootout victory against these same Black Bears, where he was a perfect 8 for 8 in the shootout. Hat tricks offside. Gets interviewed with the other two goalies in the background with Frankie McClendon and Andrew LaRusso. And the next two games, he allows 11 combined goals. So we apologize to Connor. We'll have to be more strategic in when we interview Danbury's goaltender. And so far tonight, he's made 14 saves on 15 shots. A big chunk of those attempts coming on the 3 Binghamton power plays. First time we're seeing number 96, William Chattevert, for the hat tricks. Extra forward tonight, and his stick was lost, or he would have made a play on that puck. It was tangled up in Kirkby. And Binghamton slings it in off a stanchion on goal, and McCullum steers it aside, off the boards. Kept in by Stone, whacked out to center by Frolov. Dakota Bond leading Stone through center. Handoff for Clark. Centers. Stubbs. Wrister, and a glove save by McCullum. In a split, Connor shows off the leather and keeps this game tied at 1. An interesting note, Dakota Bond and Dan Stone playing together for just the second time this season. They did it the last time these teams squared off here in Danbury on the 25th of October. Stone was injured and actually came up here to the broadcast booth for the final 2 periods. That was the same game as the hat-tricks iced the puck that Xavier Abdella was injured and lost for the season. So both teams were without a defenseman that night. But Bond and Stone, who were very familiar with each other last year, are getting resituated this season. Timing has just been off on when one is with the team, when they're not, when one's injured, when somebody's healthy. And they're on the ice right now as Yates' wraparound attempt slides into the glove of McCullum. And another stoppage with 5:11 to go. First period, and the shot's not indicative of what we've seen thus far tonight. Binghamton with 4 times as many shots as Danbury, 17-4 unofficially, but aided by the 3 power play chances. Tosto looked to spin and stuff, but McCullum kept the puck out of the net. Danbury the other way. Stick to the far side corner. Harwell lost his stick. He's grabbing at Stone. Now a whistle. And I believe they are just going to get Harwell for a penalty. Harwell saying, well, Stone had my stick. What was I supposed to do? But the ref's calling it tight. Under 5 to go. We are still tied at 1, and Binghamton to the power play for the 4th time in this period when we come back on the Hat Tricks Digital Network.
Your car deserves the best. Crossroads Car Wash keeps your vehicle looking fresh and clean, fast, affordable, and eco-friendly. Stop by today. Crossroads Car Wash, where a clean car is a happy car. Transform your yard with Yard Goats Landscaping. From lawn care to custom designs, we bring your outdoor vision to life. Call Yard Goats today and make your yard the envy of the neighborhood. Looking for a brighter smile? Stony Hill Dental Care offers expert dental services for the whole family. Schedule your appointment today. Stony Hill Dental Care, where your smile comes first. Get the best cuts of meat with Omaha Beef Company. Fresh, premium beef delivered right to your door. Taste the difference with Omaha Beef, where quality is always on the menu. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena. Need reliable stormwater solutions? Coltech Inc. provides innovative water management systems for residential and commercial properties. Coltech, solutions you can count on, quality you can trust.
Back in Danbury, 1-1, Hat Tricks and Black Bears opening game of the weekend set here in Connecticut. Harwell is in the penalty box for roughing, took exception to a Stone hit on Pamaleon in the far corner. And Harwell sent to the box. Fourth chance for Binghamton on the power play, 1 for 3 so far. Yates, worked on by Henning, the ring of the right circle. Hands off for Steffen. To the back, Anderson. Return for Steffen, cross slot Oliveri off his skate. Ratcliffe swinging at it. Oliveri inside, Tasto, wrister off the right pad of McCullum. Yates hops on it, cutting towards the slot, lost the handle, and Ratcliffe wrists it back into the Binghamton zone, where Steffen will reset. His first game against the Hat-Tricks thus far this season. That shot off the chest and then covered by McCullum. Steffen with 4 goals thus far for the Black Bears. Looking for his 5th, and McCullum shut the door. Just a reminder to fans, tomorrow night is cheer, dance, and gymnastics night. If you've got a team or a squad, sign up right now at DanburyHattricks.com. You get a free ticket, and you will be recognized here at the arena. Steffen, right circle, with 1:05 on the power play. Yates, the Commissioner's Cup Finals MVP last year. Anderson for Steffen, looking for that cross-seam pass, detected, knocked away. Black Bears retain possession. Shot pass, ramped off the stick of Pamelayan and into the netting for a stoppage with 54 ticks on the Harwell penalty, 3:48 in the period. Stay tuned at the first intermission. We'll give a recap of what's gone on here tonight. And it is the first annual IHOP pancake eating contest. That should be entertaining. Hopefully they give him some syrup or butter or something. It's going to be tough to get those pancakes down, unless they're moist, which they usually are from IHOP. Back to the game, 35 seconds on the power play. Hat-Tricks clear. Shots are unofficially 19-5 Binghamton. Sauce pass Thompson, far side, shot off the crossbar and out from Stubbs, who assisted on Clark's goal earlier in the period. To the back, Clark puts it right into the breadbasket of McCullum. Stubbs, who had played the last 3 seasons with the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs in the SPHL, almost 150 games, and had nearly 150 points in the regular season. And he joins Binghamton and the top line, wearing number 23. And I was just told that part of the deal with Stubbs was he gets 23 and Ramekers had to change to 28. The Binghamton power play is over, so 1 for 4 in the period are the Black Bears. Harwell storms up the left wing, closed off by Stone. The puck stuck in his skates, rimmed around. LaBelle pinching from the right point. Pops up in the air. Stone and Van Durken collide. It's kissed off the glass. Ramekers steers it ahead. Oliveri plays back for Stone, and it's whacked behind the Hat-Tricks net. McCullum out of the goal with 2:15 remaining in the first period. Nick Poirier for Ramekers, soccered ahead. They play pinball at center. Bouncing puck, Oliveri shoots, blocked by Dusek. Henning comes over, swipes it away, but Binghamton still on the attack. Anderson knocks down Ramekers behind the net. Danbury attempting a clear. Anderson helps it through center, puts it on net, and Egbert covers well out of the blue paint. And it sets up a Hat-Tricks face-off of the offensive zone with under 2 minutes to go in period number 1. Black Bears have won 8 of their first 10 games. First place in the Empire with 22 points. The Hat-Tricks with 11 points are in third. Danbury has 2 games in hand on Binghamton. Steffen sliding inside off the stick of Yates. Wiping out on the play was Tamburo. Weber at the left point. Defended by Ratcliffe. Across Poirier. Snapper, save, rebound through the crease. Weber collects left point. High to low, Steffen spinning. Tamburo staples him to the glass. Free puck in the skates. Heading over skates. Steffen and Tamburo tied up. And Johnny Ruiz, with some help from Ratcliffe, clears the zone. Ruiz, a bit quiet for his standards, just 1 goal through the first 8 games. Does have 7 points, but a guy who led the league in a couple of categories last year and was Danbury's leader in almost every offensive category. Under a minute to play, Gonzalez's point shot off a skate into the netting, and it sets up an O-zone draw with 42 seconds. The reading on the clock, first period.
Exceeding section 100 tonight is an individual who had the lowest fantasy baseball score across
Hat-tricks with a pre-face-off meetup discussing the plan. The Ruskies on, Gamzatov, Van Durken, and Frolov, with Pamelayan and Gonzalez, the 5 that started the game for the Hat-tricks and scored a goal just 34 seconds in. Final 30 of the period. Off the wall, Kirkby corrals a bouncing puck, hands off for Clark. Knocked away by Van Durken. A shot from Anderson, blocked in front. Ramps off a stick over the net. Kept at the right point. Shot fanned on. Kirkby has room through the legs, chested down by McCullum. Nearly a beauty. And the final 5 seconds of the period. Cervoni back, and that is it for the opening 20 minutes. Black Bears dominate on the box score, 24 shots to 7. But the score is 1-1. Hat-tricks bending but not breaking. Shorthanded 4 times in that first period. But the goal 34 seconds in from Van Durken got things moving in the right direction. Black Bears found their footing, but the Hat-tricks holding off a surge. Although Binghamton put 24 shots on Connor McCullum. Well, we'll have you stick around for the IHOP pancake eating contest as they get things going at center ice. I believe it's 6 contestants. Each contestant gets 3 pancakes. And the first contestant to finish their 3 pancakes will be deemed the winner. And if you win, you are automatically in the final round of the IHOP Pancake Eating Challenge, which will happen at the end of the season at IHOP Danbury. Now, these contests will be happening monthly at a Hat-tricks home game, so this is the trial run. First time that we are seeing the pancake contest. And of course, want to thank one of our newest sponsors, IHOP in Danbury on Newtown Road. You like pancakes, you like a combo, French toast, waffles. They got steak and eggs too. Whatever you want, IHOP will deliver for you. I had a hefty stack of pancakes when I stopped by. Warm, fluffy, plenty of butter and syrup. Really can't get any better than that. So it looks like just 4 contestants, each getting 3 pancakes. And whoever can finish the pancakes first will win. Well, they're introducing first. We got Giovanni. Postal Joe down there.
Let's see. Maybe we can zoom in on the camera. You ready? You got your Powerade, you got beer.
Some are going with Powerade, others going with beer as the drink choice.
How about Postal Joe?
Getting the crowd involved. I'm very excited for this contest.
All right, you ready? One. We're going to give you 1 minute, or whoever's done first. 1, 2, 3, go!
So it looks like they're timing for 1 minute, and whoever can eat the most pancakes will be the winner and go to the final round. They are really munching them down quickly. Postal Joe getting into it. Famous from section 102.
Way too close to call.
Very close to call.
Giovanni has technique.
They're still rolling.
Joe Trench is going for the beer first.
Some are using beer as a chaser to help down the pancake. Surprised nobody had any syrup with them for this competition.
Closing in on the final 36 seconds.
Final 30 seconds of the contest. Time continues to tick. Now, my question is, what happens to the leftover pancakes? Maybe they bring them up to the broadcast booth, warm those up a little bit. That would be tasty.
6.
The final 5.
And pancakes down.
Pancakes are down. What is it looking like?
We got 3 there. We got half a beer and 3 in a bite. We got 2 and a half there. Giovanni, you're the winner.
Giovanni wins. Automatic bid to the final round, which will happen later on in the season. These competitions will be happening monthly thanks to our friends over at IHOP in Danbury. After one period of play, the score is tied at 1 apiece. The shots finished off 24-7 in favor of the Black Bears. Goals from Van Durken, 34 seconds in for the hat-tricks, and Clark on the power play, 6.5 in, have us squared up at 1. We will step aside. Let's check in with hat-tricks general manager Matt Vorty. I sat down with him earlier in the week for this week's edition of Hat-Tricks Weekly.
Hey Hat-Tricks fans, we welcome you back inside the Hat-Tricks Lounge for Week 5 of Hat-Tricks Weekly. Doug Latuca alongside the general manager of the Hat-Tricks, Matt Vorty. Matt, your team 2 losses this weekend. 1, you did grab a point in the second game. What were your overall takeaways from those 2 games?
There were swaths of time that we played really, really well. I think we have to manage our mental game much better. I think Friday night, it really bit us. Like, we came out, we played really well, and then they score a goal, and then we start to kind of fight our own game. And I think it's just one of those pitfalls that we have to stay out of and do a better job of managing. You know, it's not, hockey's a fast game. It's not going to always go to a specific script.
I was talking to Josh LaBelle a little bit earlier in the locker room. He'd mentioned playing a full 60-minute game, which is something that you hear a lot in locker rooms.
Yep.
Heard a lot last year as well. He mentioned maybe more playing, that you guys have been playing more 45 to 50 minutes and 10 minutes off, and all of a sudden you've got a couple pucks in the back of the net. How does the team stay consistent and play a full 60-minute game?
I think just understanding the moments in a game, you know, when you're in the final 5 of a period, being able to control momentum through having really good changes with possession, you know, when we dump a puck, making sure we still have some pressure so that when our, you know, at least one guy's pressuring, so our 4 other guys are coming on the ice and they're able to get in on the hunt as well. Obviously staying out of the box for sure and not getting caught up in the emotions of the other team or the game are the things that we've talked about really since day one, but I think are getting tested in this past week.
And we've seen a couple of games now allowing goals in the first couple minutes and the last couple minutes of games. You touched on it a little bit, but how do you change the mindset coming out of the locker room or trying to close out a period? Is that, how do you get your guys to be ready to go at the start of a period and find the legs and the drive to finish off a period?
I think part of that gets answered when you get bit by your habit, right? So I think at this point, a lot of these guys, we do have rookies, but we have a lot of vets. It's like, hey, all right, now we need to course correct. Like, and to the guys' credit, last week when we played Binghamton, like they came out on fire. I think it's understanding that, yes, we know how to do our neutral zone, we know how to do our D zone, our O zone, but it's how you do it, right? It's how the energy that you do it with, right? Are you just going through the motions and just, okay, well, goal's going to come? Or are you like hunting and having that urgency to get the first goal? And that's, really almost starts really when they wake up in the morning on game day before they ever get to the rink. It's time to hunt, it's time to go. So I think to their credit, I think the way we've run practice this week, I think they've owned their effort as well in terms of bringing a little bit more fire, a little more passion, a little more sandpaper to the practice and with each other, which sometimes can be hard. It can be difficult to get that out of any group. But to their credit, they've done it this week.
You touched on habits. When I was talking to Josh and some of the other guys, practices seem to be a little bit longer this week, a little bit more physical, more skating involved. Do you build good habits in practice specifically, and that should translate over to the games?
Yes, I think just taking a little bit more time with some things, and repping things out a little bit more, I think it goes a long way to feeling prepared. I've let things kind of go a little bit more to kind of allow for that sandpaper to come out, especially some of the more physical drills that we've done. The longer it goes, the more edge you're going to have, the more fire you're going to have coming out of the players.
And specifically in practice, what are some of the areas of focus that were touched on this week? Whether that was early on in the week, has there been a common theme throughout this week trying to pinpoint a couple of areas to improve on?
Certainly the physical play down low, our gaps with our defensemen, back checking, kind of really everything. But I think earlier in the week is a little bit more the D zone coverage down low and being a little bit more physical, being a little bit more under control of our feet, focusing on stick on puck more, certainly in the forecheck and the neutral zone situations that we get presented with.
Josh was pretty honest when we spoke a little while ago about the defensive responsibility that group is taking on. He said the forwards have done a pretty good job. The goaltending, said they've had to buy him a couple of meals over the first part of this season, just how solid they've been. But he said there is responsibility on the back end to improve and be better. Do you think that's a fair assessment of what's gone on with the defensive group so far?
Yeah, I defense really is a team thing in the sport, and I think, our forwards could be doing a better job as well. But they're not crazy adjustments to be making 7 or 8 games in, whatever it is. But we need to make those adjustments. And I think I said this last week. We're at a point where we need to kind of go this way, or we're going to go that way, or we're kind of just going to meander, and we need to go the right way. And I think, a guy like Josh helps lead the way with that in the locker room and on the ice. I think we're poised to make that turn in the right direction this week.
When you're talking about making that uphill climb and that turn to more positive, of course there's expectations with any season in Danbury hockey. You've got a great opportunity this weekend, 2 games against the top team in the division. We saw Binghamton sort of pull away from the rest of the pack last year. You guys about 10 points back from them going into this weekend. You've played some pretty good games. There have been some positives. It seems like a little bit negative because it has been kind of up and down so far off the jump. But you do have an opportunity to come away with a couple of wins against the top team.
Yep.
How do you keep yourself in these games, come away with points, and just get over the hill where you're turning maybe a 1-goal loss into a 1-goal win?
I think just building off what we've learned. I mean, half our games I think have gone to overtime, which is insane. I mean, we've had games where we have 62 shots on goal and we didn't have a goal. Like
Strange.
You know, for you people out there, honestly, like I've never seen that in my life. And you know, I think that's where it's like, okay, we're doing things well. There are things we're doing very, very well, exceptionally well. We need to have that killer instinct. We need to, you know what? We need to get a goal in the first 5. We got to do it. We need to get a goal in the last 5. Got to do it. And that's where, you know, I think with our practices here, we need to just keep building and building and building. And that's really a championship season is how, even if we came out 10-0, it's how could you keep that going? How do you improve on that? How do you stay sharp? So for us, I think having this happen early is good. I think it flushes out some of the issues that maybe have been lingering, and we're able to move forward. And it's like, okay, we're going to work on this. We're going to push this. This is how we need to go about the rest of our season and go from there. Because I mean, some of our better games have been against Binghamton, and to be honest, I don't even think we played our best games against in those 2 games. So I think it's a credit to us. I think the guys are seeing that there's a lot more there, but we need to be not just harder on ourselves, but harder on each other, and to get to that point.
It's a little bit similar to last year in terms of results early on, a win, loss, kind of teetering on what direction the team wants to go to. We'll shift to some special teams. In the first game, not much special teams of the weekend, the 6-0 loss.
Yes.
And then the second game, special teams did play a factor. I think I'll look at the numbers here.
It's probably because of the travel.
0 for 21 on the power play before the game on Saturday, and you were a perfect 17 for 17 on the PK before Saturday's game. And then you had 2 power play goals against, 2 power play goals for in that game. Do you find that special teams benefits or hurts you guys? Would you rather be winning games 5-on-5, no special teams in there, doing a great job on the kill, but the power play might not be cashing in? Or you give up 3 power play goals and you score 3 power play goals?
I mean, I want it all. I mean, you want to be 100% on the PK and 100% on the power play, but I think, you know, if you're looking at it soberly, you want your specialty teams to help you with momentum, right? And to help you in key spots, right? Like if you get a power play early on and you don't score, well, okay. Or maybe let up a PK goal early on. Not that that's ever okay, but fine. You just don't want to be letting up, like, you know, that Friday game against Binghamton, like we put a lot of pressure in our PK, you know, because we took so many penalties, and that's where you need to bail it out. You wanted to help with that momentum. You wanted to, you know, a power play goal. There certainly a lot of times last year where I'm like, man, if we could have just gotten a power play goal, the whole game shifts right there. You can be struggling in a 2-0 game. The other team takes a penalty, you pop a goal, and now it's 2-1, and the whole feel of the game is different. So you really want your specialty teams to be there for you when you need them. In terms of actual percentages, I think, you know, I guess the current thought process is to have the combination of PP and PK be around 100% total. I think we're close to that still. But, I mean, you certainly don't want to go 0 for 21 on the power play ever. So, to me, like, I'd like to be around 25% on the power play. Certainly 90 plus on the PK. But if they can just be there when we need them, that's the most important thing.
And there have been.
Thank you so much to Matt Vorty. If you want to see the rest of Hat Tricks Weekly Episode 5, you can find it on our YouTube page under our videos or at danburyhattricks.com. HattricksWeekly.com. Our rinkside reporter Lexi Berkey spoke with defenseman Zach Pamelayan in between periods.
Hey Hattricks fans, I'm here with number 55, Zach Pamelayan. After one period of play, you guys are tied 1-1 with the Binghamton Black Bears. How important is it to play a full 60 minutes of hockey tonight?
It's very important. We're preaching all week that, it's going to take shift after shift and, to have a memory like a goldfish and, wipe the slate clean on a bad shift and just keep moving forward. What's
the mindset in a physical game like this?
Obviously not get killed, but it's who's going to be the nastier, grittier team, and we have the lineup that proves that. So,
all right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A big thank you to Pamelayan and Lexi for that interview, and we are just about ready for the second period. Hattricks and Black Bears. Through 20 minutes of play, we are tied at 1 apiece. Binghamton enters tonight in first place in the Empire, 2 points ahead of Binghamton. But the Black Bears have played one more game than Watertown and 2 more than Danbury. The Hattricks in third place in the Empire division. And through one period of play, the score is tied at 1 apiece. Danbury drew first blood. Gleb Van Durkin found the puck in the slot. Don't believe he got his stick on it. Instead, the skate is good enough, and it deflected the Alexander Gamzatov pass into the back of the net and past Nolan Egbert to give the Hattricks a 1-0 lead. But the Black Bears answered about 6 minutes later. Cam Clark on the power play, wristing one under the glove of Connor McCullum. Stubbs and Bond with the helpers. And that's where we stand, 1-1 after one. Shots 24-7 in favor of the Black Bears. And Binghamton 1 for 4 on the power play in the first period. The Hattricks were 0 for 1. Danbury playing with fire. Binghamton scored on the power play. They continue to lead the league in power play goals with 15 this season. Last year, the Black Bears had the best power play in the league at 29%. But Danbury, if given another chance on the man advantage, can do some damage. Binghamton enters tonight with the 11th ranked power play in the league out of 14 teams. Hattricks 0 for 1 on the man advantage thus far. And period 2 is underway here in Danbury. Opening game of 2 between the two teams this season. This weekend. This is the third meeting of 11 between the sides this year. Teams will play 4 more times here in Danbury, 4 times in Binghamton. And the Hattricks have had a difficult schedule in the early going. They have faced Watertown and Binghamton 9 times, or they will in the first 13 games. Here's Van Durkin, wrist shot save. Rebound was knocked away by Egbert. The Hattricks will face Binghamton or Watertown 9 of the first 13 games. Those are the 2 top teams in the Empire division. Of course, tonight, then tomorrow against Binghamton. And for the Black Bears, they play these 2 games, and then they only play on Saturday night here in Danbury against the Hattricks as McCullum takes a shot off the mask. It snaps a strap, and 1 minute and 7 seconds into the middle period, a stoppage. So Binghamton will play the next 4 games against the Hattricks. Danbury with 4 of its next 5 versus Binghamton, with Hudson Valley sprinkled in next Friday night. That game is in Newburgh, New York. The Hattricks tied 1-1 after the first period. They have tied after 1 in now 7 of the first 8 games. They are 3-1-2 in such contests so far this year. Tastos spinning, looking for Yates, pinballed off of his stick, and Guy DeLong, who scored on Saturday in Watertown, just his 3rd game of the year. Got it as far as center, Binghamton back in. Steffen right up the gut, wrist shot, clamped down by McCullum. Nearly snuck under the glove, but Connor standing tall in the new pads. Something introduced last week, typically MC with the white and red pads. He's got mostly white pads now with a hint of black. We'll say it matches the Danbury jerseys a bit better than the red. And tonight, we're seeing good old Connor McCullum. 25 saves on 26 shots. A headman look for Harwell, denied by Cervoni. Danbury into the zone. Ratcliffe curling far wall, pressed along the glass, took a tumble. Harwell steals the puck, spinning on Anderson, staples him to the boards. Harwell and Anderson tied up. Puck squirts free for Bussell, and Oliveri lofts it out to center. Soccer down by LaBelle, one-handed for Ratcliffe. Hatrick's making a change. Ratcliffe wrister fought off by Egbert, and it pops to the near side corner. They battle to a side. Van Durken, who has Danbury's goal, wins a battle. Tamburo fanned on a shot. Swing and a miss from Harwell, and Thompson gets the red and backhands it into the hat-trick zone. The pairing is Henning and Tamburo. You've got the 40-year-old Henning and Tamburo, who was born in 2003. So the rookie with the wily veteran, 49 in black Henning, handing off for Gamzatov, who lifts it to the red line, and Weber whacks it back in with 3 minutes erased in the second period. Stubbs inside for Kirkby, pad save. It's available behind the net. Kirkby shoved down, gets back to his skates to the right point. Poirier looking, shoots off the stick of Frolov. Gamzatov for Frolov, who banged it off the boards. The stretch for Kirkby, too far for him, and Henning reversing for Tamburo in the corner. Tied up with Kirkby. Centering try, tipped on goal by Clark. Kirkby one-hand bid. It's swatted with the stick by McCullum out of the crease and back out to neutral ice. Poirier through Weber to Stubbs. Fresh off the bench is Steffen. Bouncing puck. Drop pass, Clark to the front. It's whacked towards the goal. Gonzalez gloves it. And Anderson in the far corner finds Woolley. Danbury out the other side. DeLong up the right wing. Shoots, save, rebound. Was free in the slot and batted away. Steffen through center. Gave it to Woolley. He drew a penalty. Anderson outnumbered. Delayed penalty coming, and Anderson lit up by Bond near the blue line. As Anderson had his head down, and Bond took advantage, but the Hat-Tricks will take the trade-off, and Bond to the box after getting the stick in the hands of Woolley. Woolley nearly tapping in his second goal of the year. Connor had 2 assists on Saturday in Watertown, points in 3 of his last 4, 6 during that span. Second power play chance for the hat-trick so far tonight. Mentioned 2 for 6 on Saturday in Watertown. That's snapped an 0 for 21 stretch. Point shot gloved by Egbert. You heard Voidy at the intermission. Said he wants the power play and penalty kill percentage-wise to add up to about 100. Said he'd love to be at 90% on the PK, but wants that power play to increase. Danbury hovering around 22%. More consistency, he said, and momentum shifts. Ratcliffe for Harwell, and at the last minute, poked away by Thompson. So LaBelle resets, 25 seconds gone on the Bond penalty. Slipped ahead for Ratcliffe, steps over the line, around the check of Cervoni. The righty Ratcliffe shielding the puck, gives off Harwell. Left point, LaBelle shoots, deflected just wide. Picked up in the far corner, Ruiz for Frolov. Return Ruiz. LaBelle to the near side. Pass was deflected by Bussell. Frolov around for Ruiz. Gives off Harwell. Free puck poked at. Ratcliffe collects. 1 minute on the power play. The puck is cleared. Hat-tricks were saying it went off the bench. Instead, it hit off the linesman, so it stays alive. Benefits Binghamton with 45 remaining on the power play. 5.5 erased in the second frame. In stride, Gamzatov fumbled. Egbert gave it away. Gamzatov for Anderson. Centers Van Durkin to the back, Pamela and wrister deflected. Egbert way out of the crease, took some contact from Gamzatov. Pass back from Van Durkin, escapes the line, and Pamelayan, pressured by Stubbs, turned it over. Centering Kirkby lifts it over the crossbar. A race between Gamzatov and Weber. It's kicked ahead. There's Anderson. Right wing shoots, and it's deflected off the netting. And a stoppage with 8 seconds on the power play.
Section 102, I got Irwin over here.
6 minutes and 10 seconds gone in this second period. Media timeout. The last 8 seconds of the Hat-Tricks power play when we come back on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network.
Need custom signs or graphics? Vision Designs brings your vision to life with quality printing and design services. Call Vision Designs today for all your custom printing needs. Need a plumber you can trust? Hope Plumbing offers fast, reliable service for all your plumbing needs. From repairs to installations, we've got you covered. Hope Plumbing, where your home is our priority. Hungry for a steak? Come to Texas Roadhouse for hand-cut steaks, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and more. Visit Texas Roadhouse today, where great food and great times come together. Drive in style with Todd Maserati, offering the latest Maserati models and top quality service. Visit Todd Maserati today for the luxury car experience you've been waiting for. Raise a glass at Reverie Brewing Company, locally brewed craft beer in a variety of styles. Visit our tap room today and sip on something special. Reverie Brewing, where beer meets imagination. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena.
Back in the Danbury Ice Arena. 6 minutes, 10 seconds off the clock, second period. This game is tied at 1. 8 seconds remain on the Dakota Bond hooking penalty. The faceoff is at the far circle. Kirkby was still on the ice. He now hops onto the bench. And the faceoff, Hat-Tricks control, Frolov spinning. Could not center, and right out of the box, there's Bond. It's whacked away by LaBelle. Wobbling puck at center ice. Yates fresh off the bench. Veers middle. Yates looking, shoots just high. Yates back for Weber. And the puck escapes the zone. So a whistle for offside. Shots 28-11 in favor of Binghamton. They had 24 shots in the first period. McCullum stopped 23. And helped kill off 3 of 4 Black Bears power plays. Danbury with the lone power play of the period did not score. They are 0 for 2 tonight. Dusek angles for DeLong through him, and an icing on the Hat-Tricks.
Special welcome.
Gleb Van Durkin got the crowd into it early. 34 seconds in, his second goal of the season, the rookie from Russia. But at 6.5 in the first, Clark on the power play with a wrister through McCullum from Stubbs and Bond to tie things up. No goals since. So far the season series tied at 1 apiece. Both games going into overtime. Black Bears won the first contest October 25th. Overtime victory. Hat-Tricks with the most recent win in a shootout. As Anderson uncorks one and Egbert 2 feet out of the crease, makes the stop. Very aggressive is Egbert, as we've seen so far tonight. Egbert, another Black Bear that was up here in the broadcast booth with us a bunch last year, dealing with an injury. Ended up playing against the Hat-Tricks in a game or two at the end of the regular season last year, and now draws his 3rd start of the season. The Long Island native. Kyle Steffen twirling below the goal line, pressured by Anderson. Got out of trouble and found the safety valve in Dakota Bond. Harassed by DeLong. Bond looked for the outlet pass, got the red line instead. Rims it in. A collision near boards, hops the stick of Steffen at the right point. Anderson waiting for a touch-up and the play offside, as Tosto was still in the zone. So Binghamton has won the only game of the season series here in Danbury. Hat-Tricks taking the victory in Binghamton. Of course, these two teams do it again tomorrow night, and then on the 23rd and 27th of this month. The next home game for Binghamton is the 27th. That's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We will have the call for you right here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. A Black Bear is down at center ice. The puck is free. And it is the defenseman Cam Cervoni back to his skates and onto the bench. Was grabbing towards his face area, but he appears to be okay. And the face-off out to center.
Get your tickets through the end of the second intermission.
Ruiz and Bussell on the draw. Hat-Tricks win it forward. Poirier pestered by Ruiz. And lost the puck. Harwell circles the net. Wraparound save. Rebound, score! But they wave it off. It happened to Binghamton in the first. The net was off the pegs before the puck crossed the line. And this game remains tied at 1. That one a little tighter than the Binghamton no goal in the first, as it was a second chance opportunity from Harwell. First one stopped by Egbert, and the second one over the line, but not before the far post was off. Face off at the far circle. Bussell and Van Durken. Gonzalez wheels it along the kick plate. It hit off the ref. Gonzalez back on it. Around the net to the left point. Pamelayan shot blocked. There goes Bussell leading Oliveri. Breakaway. Oliveri's in. He rang it off the iron and out of play. He had Frolov breathing down his neck. But when Oliveri gets that much room, he usually does not miss. An inch off as he clanks it off the post and out of play. And Oliveri playing in his first game since October 19th against Hudson Valley. He's only played 4 games. He already has 8 points. Last year in 11 games versus Danbury, he had 16 points, 8 goals and 8 assists. Not a guy you want to be giving breakaway opportunities to. And Bussell, with a heads-up play, found him all alone. But the post bails out McCullum, and the game remains 1-1. Weber at the left point, fanned. The rebound was shoveled over the net. Kirkby. Fortunate bounce for the Binghamton captain as he was standing in the slot, and the puck found him right there. Available, net side. LaBelle kisses off the glass, and there's DeLong, right wing, 2-on-1 if they hurry. At the last minute, Poirier gets there and swipes it away. Approaching the midway point of regulation. Shots are 28-13 Binghamton. The score tied at 1. Kirkby fumbles at center. Hat-Tricks give it right back, and Weber hands it to Dusek, who slaps it in, and Poirier off the board. Steffen, fresh off the bench, That's a step it to the net. Glove save again, McCullum. The leather working for the second-year netminder. His 30th save of the game. You think the last two games haven't been on his mind? This past week, 11 goals against, 2 losses to Watertown. Well, he, as he has done time and time again for this Hat-Tricks team, putting on a show. Hat-Tricks need a goal. Tamburo clanked it off the glass, and they say it is in fact off the glass and out. So no penalty for delay of game on Tamburo, despite the Black Bears claiming it went straight out. Stefan and Ruiz for the draw. Danbury's captain wins it clean. Harwell steers for Ratcliffe. Cross ice Ruiz, slapper deflected off the end boards and into Egbert, who gets a whistle. And we've hit our second media timeout of the period. Still 1-1, Hat-Tricks and Black Bears. 10 minutes to go in this middle frame. Stay with us on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network.
Stay warm this winter with Mitchell Oil. Reliable heating oil delivery and expert service to keep your home comfortable. Call Mitchell Oil today for quality service you can trust. Treat yourself at Peach Wave of Bethel. Fresh frozen yogurt with endless topping combinations. Visit today and create your perfect dessert. Peach Wave, where the possibilities are sweet. Building something special? Kellogg Hardwood Lumber has the finest kiln-dried hardwood lumber for all your projects. From flooring to furniture, we have what you need. Visit Kellogg Hardwood Lumber today. From sports injuries to joint pain, Ortho Connecticut has you covered. Expert orthopedic care for every body. Call today to schedule your consultation. Ortho Connecticut, where movement matters. Looking for reliable waste management solutions? Oak Ridge provides efficient, eco-friendly waste and recycling services for businesses and homes. Call Oak Ridge today and simplify your waste disposal. Looking for the perfect place to work on your golf game? Head to Golf Ranch in Brookfield. With a covered driving range, lessons for all skill levels, and a fun 18-hole mini golf course, there's something for everyone. Get ready to tee off at Golf Ranch in Brookfield.
Midway point, second period. The score is tied at 1 apiece, Hat-Tricks and Black Bears in the first of 2 meetings this weekend. Doug Latuca with you on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Plenty of game left in the third meeting out of 11 between these teams. Another stretch pass from Binghamton, trying to catch the Hat-Tricks sleeping. This time McCullum steers it aside. Gamzatov turbos up the right wing, ran into the linesman, but Van Durken helps him out. Pass for Gamzatov, the shot stopped by Egbert. He fought it off with the glove. Binghamton the other way. Yates, drags, shoots, deflected, out of play. Action on both ends. Gamzatov with a quick release in the slot. Egbert, alert, and got enough leather on it to keep it out of the net. We've seen tonight Binghamton attempt that stretch pass a couple of times, looking to get behind the Hat-Tricks defense, something that Watertown was able to do last weekend quite a bit. That last Friday night, a 6-0 loss to the Wolves, and then a 4-3 overtime defeat. A 5-4 overtime loss, rather, to Watertown. Hat-Tricks held a 4-2 lead in that game in the second period and gave up 3 unanswered goals. Danbury, as general manager Matt Voidy said, looking for 6 points this weekend, and it starts with 3 tonight. Bussell gave it to Gonzalez at the right point. Woolley looking, there's a whistle, and we have a glass issue. Right near the door, the linesman saw it right away. And we'll see if any maintenance needs to be done. Kyle Gonzalez just shouldered the glass over there. Gave a little nod like, all right, I think we're good. Should be fine. This rink gets a lot of wear and tear. The playing surface, the glass, the boards. Pucks, bodies all flying into it. The Hat-Tricks are hovering at center. And there's Jim Brundage, the ice supervisor.
Special welcome from Norwalk High School Art Honor Society.
Now the linesman going over, explaining the situation. It's right near that door, just to the left of the blue line. The linesman didn't like the way that glass was shaking, but it's good enough to continue. 8:57 remaining second period, 1-1 the score. Anderson for the Hat-Tricks, Bussell for the Black Bears. Whacked around. It's along there for the Hat-Tricks. Anderson centers off a skate over the stick of Anderson, who crashes into the boards with Cervoni. Both wearing 27 for their respective squads. Cervoni is on top of Anderson. Still standing over him. Meanwhile, Bussell through center ice. Crisscrossing with Thompson, dropping off Oliveri. Has the trailer. Anderson, kick save by McCullum. The fans were engaged with the Anderson-Cervoni beef behind the play, but Anderson was the last man to join that offensive surge from Binghamton, and McCullum just waited enough, kept that left pad in position, and stopped Anderson, who was on the backhand. .30-second shot for Binghamton. 31st save for McCullum. Weber from the left point. Down low, Clark opens up to the back. Poirier shoots, deflected by Kirkby. It's free, and it spits to the far corner. Stubbs surveys to Weber, one-timer blocked. McCullum is down on his backside. Got contacted in the crease. We play on. Stubbs handing off, lost it to Ruiz. And then Stubbs gets it back, had his pocket picked. It was the battle between Kirkby and Dusek, and McCullum went down. We continue 5-on-5. Harwell pestered by Weber. Left the puck. Clark in stride, hopped his blade. And Henning for Harwell. Ratcliffe in a race with Poirier. Puck finds Harwell, shoots, blocked. Weber bats it around. Kept by Henning, right point. Works in, shoots, and the puck is deflected up and out of play. Both teams make changes. 7:23 the reading, second period. Still tied at 1. Both goals coming in the first. Van Durken, 34 seconds in for the Hat-Tricks. And Clark on the power play at 6:30. That's it.
Best pizza in the city. That's Vans over at the
33 shots for Binghamton. 14 for Danbury. Yates zigzags through center around Van Durken. Yates centers through everyone. Henning on the other end. Meets up with Tosto. And Van Durken will reverse for Henning. Frolov thought he got a piece. He did not, and it's an icing. Hat-Tricks have outscored their opponents 13-10 in the second period this season. And the Hat-Tricks have mostly led after 2 periods this year. They have led in 5 of their 8 games, and they have won 3 of them. Henning uses the boards. Bond has trouble with Gamzatov pressuring him. But Yates maneuvers around Frolov. Over the center ice, logo past Van Durkin. One-on-one with Henning. Yates shoots and scores! Over the shoulder of McCullum. Yates with a snipe to the top shelf. And the Black Bears step in front for the first time tonight. It is 2-1 Binghamton. Picked his spot, did Yates, for his 5th goal of the season. Had gone 2 straight games without a point. And Yates now back on the board, his 9th point of the year. So the Black Bears continuing to apply pressure, and they finally get past McCullum for the first time since 6.5 into the first. McCullum has stopped 33 of the 35 shots. But now it's time for the Danbury offense to check into this game. Nothing since the opening minute. Gonzalez, who has 1 point through his first 8 games, and it came in Watertown on Saturday, an assist. Thompson stole it from Gonzalez. Oliveri to the far corner. Gonzalez back in the play. Chatevert could not clear. Jesse Anderson up the left wall. Pressured by Chatevert. Escapes the zone. And Cervoni gains the red. Slides inside Oliveri. Cuts middle. Backhander stopped. Rebound kick save. McCullum has it. After the whistle, bodies go tumbling over the Hat-Tricks goalie. And start the dog pile.
Is selling custom player tumblers and water bottles for their holiday sale. Head on over to their table in section 100 and order yours tonight.
And with players down, a Black Bear is down. They're calling for the towel. I can't see exactly who it is. But there was a scrum in front of McCullum. And you hope everyone's all right. There was some immediate panic from a couple of the Black Bears on the ice, who quickly got a towel from the bench. Still have not identified the player down. Weber is down on one knee. And it's gone quiet here in Danbury, and that is Jesse Anderson, number 77, holding a towel up to his face, very close to his eye area. And you hope he's all right. You hope it's just a cut to his face, nothing near the eye. We'll monitor if he steps back on the ice tonight. But could be a big loss for Binghamton. But you know hockey players, if it can be stitched up quick, they'll probably return to the ice. But you just hope that the cut is low enough. Now we're just assuming that there was a cut to the face based on the way that Anderson had the towel up against the right part of his face as he was skating off the ice. So now Kirkby and Ruiz discussing what might happen from that scrum. didn't appear that there were any penalties when the pile was detangled. Let's see. I think the Hat-Tricks were maybe thinking about maybe a penalty on Binghamton for that scrum post-whistle. But it looks like it's still 5-on-5 hockey.
The man has been traveling the world searching for the best ice cream flavors out there. I think he found them. He has Hat-Tricks Crunch, vanilla, blueberry.
So the face-off at the near circle.
Mint chocolate chip.
It's Ruiz and Kirkby.
All flavors you ever dreamed of at Twister's Ice Cream right here at
One
the
back
Danbury
by
Ice Cream.
Binghamton, but swatted for LaBelle. Leading Ratcliffe, sauces ahead for Harwell. In a race with Weber, no icing. Weber goes skate to stick, gave it away, Ruiz. Puck is taken in by Kirkby. Cross ice feed through Clark. And Dusek chops it out of play. And we up against the final media timeout of the second period. The Black Bears with the only goal of the period, and they lead it 2-1 here in Danbury.
Hat-Tricks fans, are you hungry? Caroluzzi's Markets has the best sub shop and the best selection of chef-prepared meals for easy dinners. Caroluzzi's is your one-stop supermarket for all your grocery needs and so much more. Craving something sweet? Crumble Cookies in Danbury has the freshest, warmest cookies around. With new flavors every week, there's always a reason to treat yourself. Visit Crumble today. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena. Hey Hat-Tricks fans, for a comfortable stay with great amenities, the only choice is the La Quinta by Wyndham in Danbury. Ask for the Hat-Tricks friends and family rate. You can't beat it. La Quinta. Get back to feeling your best with Hat City Physical Therapy. Personalized care for every body and every injury. Call today to start your recovery. Hat City Physical Therapy. Your health is our focus. Fairfield County Bank is the official bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. It's where the Hat-Tricks bank and the tellers wear the Danbury Hat-Tricks top hat. Fairfield County Bank is the hometown bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks and are proud to support their hometown team.
Doug Latuca back with you here in Danbury. Black Bears 2, Hat-Tricks 1. Final 5 minutes of the second period. Yates roofing one from an awkward angle over the shoulder of McCullum. Unassisted at 13:40 of this period. The lone goal of the frame. Off the draw, Harwell up the left wing. Cutting to the front, Weber swept it aside. Dusek reversing for Harwell. Pops over the stick. Ratcliffe collects. Pestered by Kirkby. Weber and Harwell greet each other behind the goal. And it works free for Stubbs. Cross ice, Clark. LaBelle skating after it. Wheels it around for Ruiz. Elevated pass for Ratcliffe. And Stubbs, 1-on-3 into the zone. Around Dusek. Off the kick plate for Clark. To the front through everyone. Kirkby shoots wide. Fresh off the bench is Yates. He'll cut middle. Yates had his stick lifted by Ruiz. Puck kept by Bond. Shoots, tipped, rebound. Behind the net, Kirkby. Yates dropping for Stone. Off the glass, off the netting, and the whistle. Black Bears are one shot away from 40. Danbury 6 away from the 20 mark. It is 2-1 Black Bears. Clark and Yates for Binghamton. The last 2 goals of the game, and Van Durken got things started 34 seconds in. Yates forced out of the zone by Gamzatov, still on his hip. Stone ramps the puck in deep. Pamelayan with that fishbowl shield after taking a stick in the eye last weekend. At the controls for the Hat-Tricks. Forced back by Steffen. Dropped off, given away. Steffen tied up with Van Durken. Frolov cannot clear. Steffen centers off the skate of Yates. Frolov handing off for Van Durken. Met by Stone. Van Durken to the net. Shoots. Stave. Rebound was there momentarily, and Egbert hops on top. Frolov and Steffen tied up. Separated. Hat-Tricks looking for a spark on offense. Despite the 2 losses last weekend, the Hat-Tricks scored 4 goals against Watertown in that OT loss. 4 of the last 6 games have gone to overtime, including both versus Binghamton. Danbury's highest goal output, 9 against Hudson Valley in the 3rd game of the year, a 9-3 win. Hat-Tricks are just looking for the 2nd goal of the night to tie things up. McCullum out of the net. Nearly lost it to Thompson. Hamalayan got back to defend. A collision near the right point. Danbury comes away with it. DeLong was in the middle of that collision in front of the Binghamton bench. A stick is free at neutral ice. And the puck is swatted into the Hat-Trick zone with 2.5 to play in the period. Harwell. Pressured immediately. Thompson for Cervoni. Centers. Oliveri. Rister. Kick save. McCullum. Woolley rainbows it in deep. A race. Weber and Harwell. Weber wins it, and an icing on Danbury. 40 shots for Binghamton. 38 saves for McCullum. And a tired group forced to stay out there for the Hat-Tricks following the icing. Kirkby and Woolley. Now will be Anderson rather for the face-off. Black Bears win it. Weber left point. Wrist shot looking for a tip. Swept away. There's Poirier with a slapper over the crossbar. Springs off the back glass. Stubbs. Lost the handle. Danbury can't clear. Poirier for Clark. His snapper off a skate. Wheeled around. Stubbs. Behind the net, centers. And a one-time bid off a shin pad. Anderson's clear attempt. Poirier, again from the right point, keeps it alive. Weber activates left point. Down the wall, centers. Hamalayan knocks it down. A battle in front with Anderson and Kirkby. Anderson doesn't have his stick. Now Kirkby leaves the zone. And Clark circles back. About a minute to play in the period. Clark hands off. Stubbs shoots. Handcuffed McCullum, but he stopped it with the blocker. Stubbs back on it. Cuts middle. Free puck. Shot safe. Rebound. Clark had 2 chances. Whacked it off the side of the goal. And Ratcliffe's clear attempt bouncing near side. Not enough to exit the zone. Henning locates Chatevert. The outlet is for Ratcliffe. Flipped ahead. Egbert lost it. Chatevert shoots. Kick save. Ruiz with 35. Centers. Ratcliffe shot save. Rebound. Kick towards the goal. Wouldn't have counted, but was a cool move by Chatevert. Caused some commotion in front. Ruiz shoots wide. The final 20 of the period. Tasto. Streaking left wing. Tried to dump it in. It was knocked down. But Yates keeps it moving forward in the final 10 seconds of the period. LaBelle for Ratcliffe. And that's it for period 2. The Black Bears with the only goal, Gavin Yates at 13:40, beating McCullum, who tonight has been superb. 40 saves on 42 shots. And the Hat-Tricks very much in this game. Danbury trailing after the second period for just the third time this season. They have lost both of those games in regulation. But the Hat-Tricks have so far split the season series with Binghamton coming into tonight. Both games have gone past regulation. So we will stay right here for some intermission activities, anticipating the Todd Maserati Alfa Romeo of Danbury Chuck-a-Puck with the Generales, who are always in the mix for the prize. Gotta have the TK's center ice shot for 6 free wings for all fans in attendance. Just the start of what the Hat-Tricks are offering from their sponsors. Any fan with a ticket walks out of the Danbury Ice Arena with about $50 worth of offers and coupons to restaurants and stores in the Danbury area. Looking for a center ice shooter. I think we are waiting. And we've got one. Here we go. If it goes in, everyone gets free wings, 5 of them.
4 pucks actually. 1 goes in the net. Everyone here gets 5 free wings from TK's American Cafe. Also tonight, TK's is showing the Tyson Jake Paul fight. Who do you think?
Yeah, a reminder for anybody at home, not at the game tonight, but still in the Danbury area, the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight.
We're not even gonna talk baseball.
Going off at about 11 o'clock. You can watch it at TK's American Cafe. No cover for that fight, which should be getting going towards the end of this game.
New York Giant fans. Dallas Cowboy fans. And how about the Eagles? Any Eagle fans?
Well, Herm was trashing the Yankees and Aaron Judge earlier, and now he's going off about NFL teams. Now we've got the shot from center, and he missed it right off the bat.
The form, the accuracy, not on. All right, here we go.
The unlimited bag of pucks. Just keep on giving them. Oh boy, the second shot. He went down. He couldn't get it to go. He's 0 for 2.
Shot number 3.
Third shot for the Wings. Has the shot, and he scored. Everyone in attendance gets 5 free wings at TK's American Cafe. Fans might redeem it tonight for the Tyson and Paul fight. Really wonder how that will go. And now it's the Todd Maserati Alfa Romeo Chuck-a-Puck. Here come the pucks. Gotta watch the Generales. They're at the bottom of your screen, just to the left of that laptop. I don't think a puck has gone in just yet. And there it is. There's one. The Generale crew got it on the fly. Now back then the Hat-Tricks used to put a top hat at center ice and ask fans, hey, why don't you try and get that small foam puck into the top hat? I wonder what the pool was after a couple home games and someone finally got the puck to go. That's the end of the chuck-a-puck.
4 winners.
We got 4 pucks in there.
230, 230.
So 4 winners in tonight's Todd Maserati Alfa Romeo of Danbury chuck-a-puck at the second intermission.
1993.
After 2 periods of play, it is the Binghamton Black Bears 2 and the Danbury Hat-Tricks 1. Third period action is coming up shortly. You're watching Danbury Hat-Tricks hockey on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network.
Not bad.
Charter Oak Brewing Company is a Connecticut-based craft beers brewery featuring handcrafted and innovative beers such as pale ales, lagers, India pale ales, brown ales, sours, and several seasoned, more robust beers. Pick one up at the Rabbit Hole here at the Danbury Ice Arena. Live pain-free with Danbury Chiropractic and Wellness. From adjustments to holistic treatments, we're here to help you feel your best. Book your appointment today. Wellness is just a call away. Raise a glass to locally crafted spirits at Litchfield Distillery. Handcrafted small batch whiskey, gin, and more. Visit our distillery today and taste the difference. Litchfield Distillery, batch by batch. Keep your business safe with R&R Protective Services. Expert security solutions tailored to your needs. Call us today for reliable protection you can trust. R&R Protective Services, your safety, our priority. Nothing beats an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Refresh your day with the classic taste everyone loves. Coca-Cola Northeast, bringing smiles and refreshment to your community. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena.
Back inside the Danbury Ice Arena, Hat-Tricks and Black Bears head to the third period with Binghamton holding a one-goal lead. In between periods, Lexi Berkey spoke with young defenseman Chris Dusek.
Fans, after 2 periods of play, I'm here with number 10, Chris Dusek. Chris, how do you guys stay motivated on the bench in a close game like this with a lot of penalties and physicality?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's against Bingo, it's always easy to stay motivated, right? They're the team we're chasing, they're defending champs. I think it's important we just stay up, stay with ourselves, and keep battling.
What do you need to do during this last period to get a win?
I think we had some penalty killing in the first period to do, and that momentum for them kind of carried over in the period. I think we've done a good job weathering the storm, and now it's time for us to get on our horse and kind of take the game back to them.
All right, good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, thank you.
Hat-Tricks being outshot officially on live stats, 38-14 through the first 40 minutes of regulation, but the score is just 2-1 Binghamton. As the Hat-Tricks, the third place team of the Empire with 11 points, still very much in this game with the top team in the Empire, the Black Bears, who have 22 points. Danbury with 2 games in hand on the Black Bears. And 3 points up for grabs, something that the Hat-Tricks had spoken about all week. Getting the job done in regulation, not getting past the 60. Playing a full 60 minutes and hoping that you come away with 3 points, because if you do the math for the Hat-Tricks, it's very early on. You don't want to be watching the standings too much, but 6 points this weekend cuts in to Binghamton's lead significantly and in a meaningful way, with the Hat-Tricks still having plenty of time left in the season. Both teams do, but the Hat-Tricks, of course, with the 2 games in hand, because the Black Bears started their season a week before Danbury did. These teams will meet another 8 times after this, tomorrow night here in Danbury. 3 more here in Danbury after tomorrow, and then 4 in Binghamton. And for the Black Bears, their next home game is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the 27th. Binghamton starting tonight with 4 straight games against the Hat-Tricks. Binghamton in the lead, 2-1. Can the Hat-Tricks come from behind? We will find out as the puck is dropped and the third period is underway. Gleb Van Durken, who scored Danbury's only goal 34 seconds in on the ice. Pass for Gonzalez, dish off for Vadim Frolov, was fumbled. Dan Stone for C.J. Stubbs, weaving through center. Found Kirkby near side boards. Frolov comes away with the puck. A dangerous pass in front. Tape to tape with Pamelayan, who gets the red line, filters it in near side boards. Bond whacks it for Clark. Soccer to head. Kirkby kisses it off the glass and out to center, where LaBelle goes D to D for Pamelayan. Both teams making partial changes. And ZP uses the glass a minute into the third period. The Hat-Tricks on the board first in the opening minute of the period, but the Black Bears with the last 2 goals. Steffen in front, knocked away. Yates followed up and shot it wide. Steffen staple to the board, spins off. Still has the puck at the circle. To the back, Weber. Returns Steffen, centers. Yates, turnaround bid. Pops in the air. Yates dropping for Weber. His wrister into the midsection of McCullum, who gets the whistle 1 minute and 22 seconds in to the final frame of regulation. Mentioned this is the 3rd time the Hat-Tricks have trailed after 2 periods this season. They have lost both of those games in regulation. And the Hat-Tricks likely to be outshot tonight. Surprisingly, Danbury is 2-2-0 when being outshot in a game. Hat-Tricks started off the year severely outshooting Motor City in the first 2 games, as a centering pass and a shot from Woolley was blocked in front, never got to Egbert. Yates the other way, taking it wide on LaBelle, cuts in Yates, couldn't uncork it as Dusek helped out LaBelle. Danbury the other way, Anderson over the red, flicks it wide, springs off the end boards, and Yates left it in the corner. It's free, tied up in some skates, and reversed to the far side. Oliveri picks it up. Leads Bussell. Tips it past Tamburo. Bussell centers. McCullum got his stick on it and ramped it into the netting. Defensive zone upcoming for the Hat-Tricks. Black Bears with their league-leading 15th power play goal of the season. That back in the first off the stick of Clark, and Yates with right now the go-ahead goal back at 13:40 of the second. Oliveri dropping off. Point shot flutters on, and McCullum smothers. So it's Bussell and Frolov for the draw. Danbury's top line tonight, Frolov, Bandurkin, and Gamzatov. They've combined for the only goal. Gamzatov dropping, Bandurkin shoots, skitters wide. Gamzatov on it first, finds Frolov, navigates around the net, centers through Pamelayan, and back out to center ice, where Gonzalez corrals. Bandurkin upended. Pamelayan cross ice. Ratcliffe off the skate, a bouncing puck right to his blade, and a delayed penalty on Binghamton. McCullum to the bench, extra skater on. Gonzalez slipping for Ruiz, centers. Harwell shoots, it was blocked. He had Gonzalez standing on the net side. Wide open on the left doorstep, opted for the shot, it got blocked, and now the Hat-Tricks to the power play, 3rd chance tonight. They are 0 for 2. A golden opportunity to square things up in this game. Danbury with Harwell, Frolov, Ratcliffe, LaBelle, and Ruiz on. Top unit we've seen all night. Remember, no Corey Cunningham dealing with an upper body injury. Missing his 2nd game in a row. Xavier Abdella also out for the Hat-Tricks. He's done for the year, long-term IR. Got hurt against Binghamton here in Danbury on the 25th. Harwell brought the puck in offside, and the whistle. 1 minute 30 on the power play. Austin Thompson is in the penalty box for the Black Bears. And the face-off right in front of the Binghamton bench. Clark and Harwell. Clark kicked, Steffen steps in. Danbury wins it. Ratcliffe angled off the boards, gave it away. And LaBelle backtracks. Danbury starts back with 1:15 on the man advantage. Ruiz pounds it in. Cervoni gets there first, claps it around the boards, looking for Clark shorthanded. Binghamton with just one shorty this year. LaBelle, left wing, has space, shoots! Kick saved by Egbert. LaBelle back on it. Woolley for Frolov with 50 on the power play. Thrown across ice. LaBelle, centering pass, knocked away. And there's Weber 1-on-2. Weber on corks off the stick of McCullum. All the way around. Weber in the area and gave it away. Gamzatov with numbers. Left wing for Gonzalez. The pass behind him. And Frolov opts to reset. Final 30 of the power play. Hatrick's a touch off on that odd man rush. Could not score. Woolley, 2 assists last game. Curls back with Stubbs on his hip. Final 10 of the power play. Anderson for Van Durken. Twirling, ring of the right circle. Doubled. Feathers for Anderson. Back for Van Durken. Gave it away. Power play is over. Van Durken keeps it alive. Van Durken with it. Shoots! Kick saved by Egbert. Puck still alive in the offensive zone. Stone took a tumble. Gamzatov streaks in. Lost the handle to Kirkby, who lofts it out to center. LaBelle gets the red line. It bounces to the left of Egbert. And Stone up ahead for Oliveri, bouncing puck. Dusek swats it out to center. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Harwell dropping Ratcliffe, toe drag. Ratcliffe shoots a rebound. Where's the puck? The whistle blew. And the puck never crossed the goal line. First media timeout of the third period. It's still 2-1 Binghamton. Plenty of time left in the third here on the Hatrix Digital Network.
When legal matters arise, trust Chipman, Mizuko, and Emerson. Expert legal guidance for businesses and individuals. Your case matters. Let us help you with personalized professional service. Keep your car running smoothly with Dowler Garage. From maintenance to repairs, trust our experts to get the job done right. Visit Dowler Garage in New Preston today. Service you can depend on. When disaster strikes, Paul Davis is here to help. From fire and water damage to mold removal, we provide fast and reliable restoration services. Paul Davis, restoring your peace of mind. Need tickets? TicketSmarter makes it easy to find and buy tickets for concert, sports, and more. Visit TicketSmarter.com today and get the best seats in the house. Frustrated with your business's sluggish tech? Advanced Computer Technologies is here to help. From IT solutions to cybersecurity, we've got you covered. Call us today and keep your business tech on track towards the future.
Back in Danbury, Doug Latuca with you. Thanks for stopping by for some Friday night hockey. The best in the Empire, the Black Bears, with a 2-1 lead over the Danbury Hatricks, who currently sit in third place in the division. Very early on, this just the 9th game for the Hatricks in 24-25. And Danbury looking for its first win of the year after trailing through 40 minutes. They are 0-2 thus far. Season series is knotted up at 1 apiece, and both games have gone to overtime. And a penalty. There was jockeying at center. Binghamton can't believe it. The bench apoplectic. But they are going to send Cam Cervoni to the box as he was engaged with Chase Harwell, and he will sit for 2.
Fans get ready for the Hatrix power play.
Hooking the penalty, face off at the near circle. Danbury has struggled on the power play tonight. Mentioned 2 for 6 against Watertown on Saturday in the 5-4 overtime loss. That had snapped an 0 for 21 stretch. The Hatricks are 0 for 3 so far tonight. No better time to get one here. LaBelle shoots, Tipped wide. Ratcliffe, Frolov to the back, LaBelle across Ruiz, one-timer, and he shot it wide. Right where Ruiz wants to be, gets it back at Rister. Slingshot wide. LaBelle puts one towards goal. Frolov in the crease, and Ruiz an inch away from tying this game at 2. But the Black Bears clear. A minute gone on the power play, under 13 to go in the third. 46-22, the shots in favor of Binghamton. Second unit on for the Hat-Tricks, it's Van Durken. Chugging the legs, left wing. Pushing it forward, clear attempt, blocked by Gamzatov. Van Durken had his pocket picked by Steffen, and he is out of the zone, possessing into the offensive zone. That wrist shot, partially blocked by Corey Anderson. Cam Clark, left corner, collides with Anderson. And Woolley resets, final 25 of the Hat-Tricks power play. Mentioned Binghamton has struggled on the kill all year. They're 11th in the league on the penalty kill. And the Hat-Tricks have yet to capitalize. Woolley was getting a change. That's why nobody was at the point. And Dusek takes over. And the power play comes to an end. So Binghamton a perfect 4 for 4 on the kill. And the Hat-Tricks will have to get a 5-on-5. Ratcliffe reversing for Harwell. Off his stick. Harwell in front. Rebound. They whack away. It's available behind the net. Wraparound. It's in the slot. Dusek. Rister blocked. Ruiz turnaround bid. Hit a leg pad. And Bussell comes away with it and rainbows it out to center ice. Again, the Hat-Tricks causing chaos in front. Egbert standing his ground. He's now made 22 saves on 23 shots. McCullum 44 for 46 for Danbury. Pamelayan lost it to Kirkby. Drags. Backhander off the blocker. Good stop by McCullum. Stubbs at the line. It finds neutral ice. Binghamton has to touch up. Pamelayan slaps it off the glass, kept by Clark. Feathered towards goal, wide of the net. Gamzatov at center. Frolov lifts the stick. Van Durken comes away. His shot, tricky one into the glove of Egbert. And he covers with no rebound. 10:30 to go, third period. Time continuing to tick for the Hat-Tricks, who have turned up the gas a bit in this period. The story of the night, Binghamton has cashed in on the power play, and the Hat-Tricks have not. The go-ahead goal, Yates from Bond and Stone at 13:40. That was even strength second period. The Hat-Tricks had a 1-0 lead 34 seconds into the game. Cervoni for no one, gliding down the ice, and it's an icing. Crucial face-off here. DeLong, Anderson, and Woolley with Pamelayan and Gonzalez. Anderson and Kirkby for the draw, far circle. It's tapped to the far corner. Woolley closed off by Ramekers, who speeds up the left wing, slips past the check of Anderson, chases after it. Pamelayan and Ramekers tied up. Bouncing puck, swept to the near boards. Cervoni gave it away. Gonzalez into the zone, looking for Pamelayan, streaking to the net. The pass was intercepted, and the outlet knocked down by Ruiz, but Clark pokes it. Tosto for Clark, has room. Rister off the left pad of McCullum. And a crucial stop Ruiz the other way, puts one on, save. Steffen swings it towards the blue line. Binghamton clears. Ratcliffe right back in. Tasto on his back. Stone picks his pocket. Leads the break. Nearly a turnover. Tasto goes back with it to Bond. Up the far boards, Tamburo intercepts. D-to-D Henning. 9 minutes to play in the third. Puck pops into the Binghamton bench with exactly 9 to play in the third. Black Bears holding on to a 1-goal lead. Stay with us on the Hat Trick Digital Network.
Craving that perfect thin crust pizza? Head to Van's Bar Style Pizza in Danbury. Enjoy delicious, crispy edge bar style pizza and have some fun in our arcade while you're here. Great food and entertainment for the whole family, only at Van's Bar Style Pizza in Danbury. Looking for your next ride? Orchard Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Hudson has you covered. With a wide selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, plus unbeatable deals, Orchard CDJR is your one-stop shop for all things automotive. Visit Orchard Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Hudson today, where great cars meet great service. Diversified Printing Solutions in Danbury is the Hat Trick's official printing partner. You want it printed? Call Tina and let them get it inked up for you. DPS Printing Solutions. They can do it all. Locally owned, printed on paper from Connecticut trees. Upgrade your home with Buzz 8 Appliance, offering the latest in appliances with expert service and unbeatable prices. Visit us today or shop online. Buzz 8 Appliance, your local home solution.
We welcome you back inside the Danbury Ice Arena. Black Bears 2, Hat Tricks 1, Doug Latuca carrying you through the final 9 minutes of regulation. The previous 2 meetings between these teams have gone to overtime. Black Bears won the first one, Hat Tricks the second. Gamzatov, wrister, was deflected. Bouncing puck, Van Durkin nearly gave it away. There's the lead. Yates on a breakaway, fakes the forehand, then tries to stuff it 5-hole, and it's stopped by McCullum. A second bid blocked in front. Steffen shoots, and the net is off the pegs again, which stops play in its tracks. He faked the forehand, faked the backhand, tried to slide it through the 5-hole of McCullum on the forehand, and Yates denied. Would have been his second of the night. But McCullum keeping the Hat Tricks in it. 47 stops for Connor in his 7th start of the year. Frolov shovels to center. Thompson reversing course. Cross ice pass, Oliveri attempted to slide it in for Bussell. Henning shielding the puck. Out to center, Weber blocked down, pressure from Van Durkin. Twirls out of danger, puck is free, led ahead for Ratcliffe. He wrists one. Hit off a leg. Up the boards, clogged up there. Frolov centers for Van Durkin. Bouncing puck, corralled. To the point, LaBelle has room. Pass down low, Frolov centers, Ratcliffe finds Van Durkin. Right point, Dusak across LaBelle. Walks, shoots. Hit Bussell. Black Bears were looking for the outlet again. Ratcliffe took it away. Van Durkin for Frolov, and his stick broke as he went for the behind the back feed to Ratcliffe. Never got there as the twig snapped. Fresh off the bench, Harwell has speed. Harwell to the net, taken down. And a penalty on Binghamton. And another power play. Oliveri after the whistle. Sort of pitchforked that broken stick into the air. Black Bears not pleased. Another Hat Tricks power play. And to the penalty box, I believe it was Weber who was back on defense. Right now he is on the bench. No one is in the penalty box just yet. And they put Oliveri in the box for tripping.
Let's get ready for the Hat-Trick power play.
So here we go again. Hat-tricks to the power play. A goose egg in 4 tries. McCollum calling to the bench. His stick is broken. He's trying to get a new stick. He's got it. The blade nearly just snapped in half. So McCollum's got a new twig. Oliveri, yes, replaced by Weber, which makes a lot more sense. Exactly what we saw live on the screen. And that eliminates a very strong Black Bears penalty killer on the back end. Now we thought maybe it would come down to special teams, and here we go. 5th try. Harwell in the slot, back for Ratcliffe. LaBelle for Ratcliffe. Low right Frolov, centering try, blocked, Bond all the way down. Final 7 minutes of the third. 20 ticks off the power play. Hat-tricks haven't scored since the opening minute of the first. LaBelle for Ratcliffe. Leads Harwell off the boards into the skates of Cervoni. Available puck below the goal line. Ratcliffe races to it. Shielding. Lost the handle, kept in at the point by Frolov. And here's Harwell for Ratcliffe. Resets. 1:10 on the power play. Ruiz for Harwell to the front, try to stuff in. It spits to the far boards, and Stefan clanks it off the glass. Top unit unsuccessful tonight for Danbury. The second 5 get a shot. Gonzalez has room, chips and chases, smeared to the glass by Bond, and Stone lifts it 200 feet. DeLong, hard off the end boards. Van Durken for Gonzalez, Thompson in the area. So Gonzalez peels back, quarterback of the unit. Over the center ice logo, taken away by Kirkby. Short-handed breakaway for the Binghamton. Kept it, it's stopped by McCollum. Again went for the 5-hole, and again McCollum shuts it down. Saves the hat-tricks yet again. Save number 48 for MC. That one short-handed. Still 19 seconds on the power play. Wheeled around LaBelle. Sauced to Ratcliffe. Through center over the stick of Ruiz. Lumberjacked at center. Harwell touching for Ruiz. Harwell with speed. And the Black Bears get it to center. And that is it for the Hat-Tricks power play. 0 for 5 tonight. They trail by 1. Approaching the final 5 minutes of the period. A pile up near the right point. McCollum out of the net. Around the kick plate for Dusek. Lead for Frolov, gave it away to Ramakers. Touched on Stefan, lost it, Gamzatov, into the zone, Gamzatov to the net, shot it over the net, and then rammed it to Egbert, who's down. The whistle blows. And what will come of that? Gamzatov hard to the net. Egbert went flying into the cage. And we are at the final immediate timeout of regulation. We'll sort things out when we come back here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network.
Craving breakfast all day? Come to IHOP for pancakes, omelets, and more any time of the day. Visit your local IHOP today because breakfast is always a good idea. Kick back and relax with a cold beer from Housatonic River Brewing. Craft brews made locally with love. Visit our tap room today. Housatonic River Brewing, where great beer meets great company. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena. Ready for your dream getaway? Let Dream Vacations plan the perfect trip for you. From cruises to tropical resorts, we make travel easy. Call today and start packing for your dream vacation. Start your morning right with Grounds Donut House. Delicious donuts, fresh coffee, and local charm. Visit us today for a sweet start to your day. Grounds Donut House, where every bite is a delight. Products available at the Danbury Ice Arena. Need quality dental care? Aspen Dental makes it easy to get the smile you deserve. Affordable, reliable, and convenient. Call now to schedule your appointment at Aspen Dental, where we bring smiles to life.
You saw Aspen Dental on your screen, sponsored Military Appreciation Night, which was last Friday against Watertown. Tomorrow night is Cheer, Dance, and Gymnastics Night, sponsored by Grounds Donut House. Grab your tickets, DanburyHattricks.com. But right now, under 5 to go in the third, a 2-1 Binghamton lead. Hattricks had won the face-off, but the net was not on. Oh, that is brutal for the Hattricks. Had the whole commercial break to make sure the net was on. And instead, they redo the draw. And the puck wobbles through center, and Danbury resets. Van Durken scored his second goal of the season, 34 seconds in. That is it for the Hattricks. The next 27 shots stopped by Egbert. Gamzatov was not penalized for the collision with Egbert. Still 5-on-5 hockey. Black Bears with 50 shots, 2 goals to show for it. Nothing since the second. Frolov, space opens. Frolov faking. Lost it. Pamelayan recollects. Fakes the shot, puts one towards goal. Off the skate of Stefan, and Yates leads the break with Tosto shoveling it in deep. Gonzalez springs off the boards with Stefan crashing into him. Frolov through the neutral zone with 3:45 to go. Wheeling it around, Ruiz on the receiving end. Centers off the stick of Egbert. And there goes Bussell up the right wing for Yates. Shot never left the ground off the stick of McCullum. Dusek, headman for Ratcliffe. Backhand sauce Harwell coming over Weber. Slid it aside. Thompson reversing for Poirier. He'll sky it through center. Trickles onto the blade of LaBelle. Quickly for Harwell. To the right of the net. Anderson bouncing puck. Turns and shoots wide. It was deflected. Dusek's bid blocked. Gets another chance. Finds Harwell. Around a stick check. Harwell for Woolley. In front, Anderson tied up. Pinching in was Dusek. Oliveri off the glass. Thompson gets the red. He's outnumbered. And fires it wide. Approaching 2.5 left. 1 goal, Black Bears lead. Woolley through center into the zone. Woolley shoots. Blocker save. Stone lost the puck, but Kirkby controls and clears with Clark in the zone. Backs off the check of Pamelayan, drops for Stone. Filtered in deep. Oliveri centers. Clark one-timer stopped by McCullum, and the net is off. McCullum doing all he can to keep the Hattricks alive in this 1-goal game. 2:02 to play. Just takes one. The Hattricks have DeLong, Frolov, Van Durken, Gonzalez, and Pamelayan. Binghamton with Kirkby, Stubbs, Clark, Stone, and Bond. DeLong in a race with Bond. Bouncing puck. Bond off the boards. Kicked ahead by Frolov. Kirkby turned it over to Gonzalez, and it bounced over his stick. McCullum was headed to the bench. Instead, Clark shoots, and it ramps off the stick of LaBelle and into the protective netting. Crunch time for the Hattricks. haven't scored since the opening minute of play. Van Durken from Gamzatov. Clark and Yates with the 2 Binghamton goals. Hat-tricks 0 for 5 on the power play tonight. Ratcliffe leading Ruiz. McCullum is to the bench. Extra skater on, and the dump in hit off a Black Bear. The net is empty. The try for it, bouncing. Tosto gets to the puck first. Him and LaBelle collide. Free puck. Tosto nearly swept it in. Weber keeps at the blue line. His shot blocked. Yates with 1:10 on the clock. For Cervoni, empty net try. Left glove stopped by LaBelle. In the last minute of play. The previous 2 meetings have gone to overtime. LaBelle's shot over the blocker of Egbert, and he covers to get a whistle with 53.2. You wonder if the Hat-tricks take a timeout, and they will. Quite the game again. These 2 teams seem to never fail to entertain. Both goaltenders have shined, specifically McCullum, who's made 50 saves. Egbert, 28 for 29. Not much scoring. The Hat-tricks faithful were in it early, 34 seconds in to be exact. Van Durken on a redirect on a Gamzatov pass. But at 6:30, Clark from Stubbs and Bond tied the game on the power play, and at 13:40 of the second, it was Yates from Bond and Stone. So 2 points for Bond, who now has assists in 3 consecutive games, and has points in 6 of his 8 games, with 8 of them assists. Well, the Hat-tricks would love a goal from Kyle Gonzalez. He has not found the back of the net yet this season. 1 assist in 8 games. Not on the ice right here. Instead, the Hat-tricks going with 5 forwards and LaBelle on defense. Ruiz replacing Van Durken with Ratcliffe, Woolley, Gamzatov, Harwell, and LaBelle. Danbury trailing by 1 with 53.2 to go. Face off at the far circle. It's Kirkby and Ruiz, the captains. A tie up. Harwell around the net. Stuff in try. It's free. Available. They whack away. It's not in the net. And the whistle blows. Eight seconds tick off. Now 45. The Hat-tricks causing chaos, and nothing to show for it there. Face off in the same spot. Similar result, but they blow the whistle. And they're gonna probably kick Kirkby. They say a false start on Binghamton. Kirkby's out. Stubbs is in. Black Bears win it regardless, but the Hat-tricks take possession. Harwell pressured, lost it, can't clear. Ruiz in the far corner surveys, pressured by Bond, to the back, LaBelle pinching, shoots, deflected off the side of the net. Ruiz with 25 to go. A wraparound, it's free, and Gamzatov nearly tucked it in. Black Bears clear it, 20 seconds to go. Net is empty for the Hat-tricks. Woolley at center, pestered from behind. Stubbs whacking away for the empty net. It's a bouncing puck with 7. One last chance. Woolley with 5 for Gamzatov. Shoots it wide, and the Black Bears hold on. They win the first game of this weekend set 2-1. Gavin Yates, the game-winning goal in the second period at 13:40. Binghamton with its 9th win in its 11th game. Now 25 points. And the Black Bears take a 2-1 series lead over the Hat-tricks. This the third of 11 matchups. The Hat-Tricks held scoreless for 59 minutes and 26 seconds to end the game after scoring the opening goal. Van Durken from Gamzatov 34 seconds in. Another good effort from the Hat-Tricks. 31 shots on net. Black Bears had 52. And McCullum with 50 saves. Now the Hat-Tricks come up just short in a 2-1 loss to the Black Bears on Friday night. The good news for the Hat-Tricks, they are back at it again tomorrow night. Same opponent, the Black Bears, in town for the final game of this 2-game homestand for the Hat-Tricks. And that puck drop is at 7 o'clock. It is dance, cheer, and gymnastics night tomorrow. If you or someone you know is a member of a dance, cheer, or gymnastics squad, have them sign up. They get a free ticket, some other perks. It should be another packed and loud Saturday night here in Binghamton. And Danbury looking for a better result in tomorrow night's game. Well, that just about does it for us here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. For everyone helping out behind the scenes, working very hard. We appreciate the efforts to make the Hat-Tricks Digital Network run. I am Doug Latuca saying have a great rest of your night, Hat-Tricks fans. We will talk again tomorrow. Hat-Tricks and Black Bears finish off this weekend set as Binghamton takes the game tonight 2-1 in regulation. Good night, everyone. We'll talk again tomorrow.